Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. I do, and of course, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. But as always, keep in mind it is general for the day for all 12 signs. So just take what resonates. I feel like there's a focus on the month ahead for you, the month of May, on what you wish to see come to be, how it's going to look for you individually, what you wish to succeed at, what you want to see grow. But I feel like even throughout this day as well, there's thoughts of your future in general, okay? They're showing me from the Halloween Oracle, which we're going to use. I like to use this year round. The future card. Wow, look at that. And Spirit saying, just because you don't fully see exactly what it looks like for you doesn't mean it isn't bright for you individually, as we do have this blindfold here. So we're going to take this card. But I feel like you're also thinking about a fortunate opportunity for you. Spirit saying that you're being looked after. You might even feel like you're being watched throughout this day. I'm getting that vibe. There's thoughts of, I want to say potentially bad luck from the past or even recently for you. It could be more in regards to you thinking about disappointments, things that didn't work out in your favor, or even being pushed to think about it realistically from a spirit guide. Does that make sense? It feels like you're going to be pushed to think about a difficulty, if not multiple, from the past to highlight how to best succeed at a change or the continuation of something for the future. It's like you can't help but think about what lies ahead and what won't, what you want to leave behind potentially. But it feels like all the meanwhile, you may be at certain other points throughout this day pushed to recognize how good you do have it at this time or how much worse off things could be. So it could feel a little bit all over the place in that sense. But synergy and healing, the cauldron card, I do feel like there's something that's brewing up in your mind. You could be creating, developing, accomplishing throughout this day, and that feels refreshing or just very successful for you. I do feel like people are impressed in one, if not multiple ways throughout this day, however that applies to your situation. But I do feel like you're thinking about, they're saying peculiar things like magic and spirituality and spirits and stuff of that nature. I'm hearing voodoo for some. But I do feel like either way, these random thoughts are going to either teach and or remind you of something about you individually. What you went through, I want to say a creepy occurrence or creepy chapter or period of time for you will come to mind. In spirit saying this is not what lies ahead for you, but there's something to remember of importance. I also feel like you're going to hear something throughout the day. It could be something you're watching, something you overhear. It could be more so you listening to spirit through your thoughts, if not multiple. It's something to listen to, okay, of importance. It feels like guidance either way. Pull one or two more and then we'll move on to the tarot. The strength card, skeleton. All right, there's a focus on your core growth, how much you've strengthened over time. You might find that there's just a depleted vibe about certain parts of this day, or one big chunk of which could be the whole day for some. But there's more happening behind the scenes than people are aware of. I do feel like you deal with a lot being drawn to this reading. However that looks for you, I do feel like you're meant to handle it. You're meant to overcome and recognize that every, again, up and down, slip up, disappointment, even certain successes, once again, have prepared you for what you are thinking about when it comes to your strong future. All right. So let's move on forward. Key wording. Look at this. Protection. All right. And I'm also hearing your creepy side will take a highlight. However that looks for you, I know for me it definitely ties into my spirituality. And I feel like for a lot it might be the same. But I do feel like there is a focus on how that ties into your future as well. But again, it's not the same as a past situation that was creepy coming to mind. Anyways, to continue from the Tattoo Tarot for Tuesday, I want to take this one, the Knight of Cups. You might be thinking about love. You might be thinking about fulfillment. Emotions might take a highlight from the past or currently. I do feel like Spirit's saying this might be a great day to heal for you. But I also feel like something, and potentially you as well, taking a focus as far as blossoming goes. It feels like something you've been working on, putting your efforts and resources towards is growing, it's developing. People are liking your energy. I do feel like you, for whatever reason, are feeling quite grounded throughout this day. One, if not multiple moments of stillness will feel relaxing. It'll feel maybe a little bit confusing and potentially eye-opening. But otherwise, I feel like it's a day where you will be actively getting things done, moving around. You might not feel like staying still, but then it just comes to be or feels inevitable at one, if not multiple points. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. So there's thoughts of what you're watering, okay? A vision of which, being aware of how something's prospering for you, your efforts paying off, but then it's also reminding you why something didn't continue or even get off the ground from the past. It feels like it's a purposeful day of highlighting what's working out for you, what will more so moving forward, and what will come to be. You might even gain clarity on your bright future, but there's also, again, a highlight on, I got jumbled up in that message. There's a highlight on why certain things couldn't continue or get off the ground and what's thriving for you at this point and will more so moving forward. And again, the new. I do feel like there's going to be certain slip-ups throughout this day that highlights that you're not perfect. And Spirit's saying we need to strive for improvement and more for yourself individually, but not to get yourself down or just become in a state of distraught due to being imperfect. Does that make sense? As I stutter perfectly. Interesting. I was going to say purposely. But I do feel like there's a level of abundance in the palm of your hand. I don't know why I'm getting that as I'm drawn to this imagery. It feels like something you've developed, created, or just even could involve a hand movement, motions, working with your hands. I'm hearing hands on. That's leaving you with certain levels of abundance, but you might be thinking about how something maybe is going down in value or down in rewards, right? It might be financial for you, it could be something else. You could be thinking about the ups and downs of something, okay, financially or just abundance-wise. I want to say for some it's numbers, but I do feel like all the meanwhile, everything again is purposeful. The ups, the downs, the increase, the decrease, however it looks for you. To continue, the Moon card. I do feel like there's a mystery about your future, once again taking a highlight, but there's a mystery about you that's also taking a highlight in regards to how you do what you do, what you're going through. People are wondering why your responses aren't as overwhelming or thorough as they once were, because you're just kind of in a simplistic state of being, but not feeling that way mentally and potentially emotionally. It feels like there's a focus on why you've been feeling so drained recently. Do remember we are in they're saying the heart of the heat of Mercury retrograde, okay? It's still going on, but it feels like all the meanwhile, there's a focus on the different stages of your individual life, okay? The stages of completion and to new beginnings. And it feels like Spirit's saying there's a new situation to be birthed moving forward. And you were right to not settle, rewinding back. But the Star card and the Hermit card, because when you're spending time alone, it could be the whole day for some, but you can't help but think about whether or not you actually feel like the stars are aligning for you. And I feel like a dream, a wish, something shiny is what I'm getting, something better for yourself. It's like, yes, I'm going to guide myself, guide the way towards whatever that is for me. I'm just going to make it happen. There's a bit of a determined, wishful, imaginative vibe about when you're feeling alone or just are in your hermit mode. There's a feeling that you have perfected the art of being alone, but it doesn't mean you need to have that consistently moving forward. I do feel like you're thinking about how when you switch something up, whether it's a new move of residence, whether it's a new career choice for you, it could be when you meet. I feel like it's about you meeting new people as well. It's like when I make this big change for me moving forward, however that looks for you, I want to meet new people. I want to actually be more active in creating that life for myself in certain ways, and that being one of which, okay, one way. But I also feel like being drawn to this reading, there's a bit of a stubborn vibe about you. Please don't take that the wrong way, because I can be as well. And I feel like that's the way Spirit is viewing you. I'm also hearing putting my foot down, I'm hearing putting your hand down. It's a feeling of you feeling a bit defensive or protective at certain points, or it could be more reflective upon those type of moments, or one in particular from the past. But I feel like it's this feeling of whether it's something big for you for the future or something you want to continue or both. It's like this definitive, I know what I want and I'm going to get it. Okay, I'm going to make this happen, or I'm going to make this expand, become more successful. I feel like for some, again, that's on a multitude of levels, different occurrences or situations in your life. Thinking about that Ten of Cups imagery for your life. It's like, I deserve it all, and you absolutely do. And I feel like there's justice to be acquired, to be acknowledged, and to feel grateful for, that will help you move steps closer to this Ten of Cups for you, even if it feels like you're crawling. It's a day that reminds you that, again, you deserve it all. You're protected along your path, even if it didn't feel like it at certain points up until this point. But it's a day where Spirit's saying you absolutely deserve to learn from the past, make the best out of where you're at, but move towards what's better for you. All right? So if this was truly helpful, sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.